Alright, welcome to my low middle class slash poor person's review. You can call me Tai Cho, and I'll be your captain on this poor man's review, where you can find out if you should spend your hard earned money that you don't have on a video game, or anything for that matter. I wanted to make this series because my family used to be very poor and barely get by most months, and when you live like that for most of your life, you learn to prioritize things. I mean, what's worth the $20 to $50 to my name right now? Is it food? No. I want to play some video games, god damn it. But unfortunately, those bitches are like $60. So, now that I'm relatively financially stable-ish, I can tell you whether or not a game is worth it, since I still have that poor kid mentality. I mean, why waste money on things you don't have to, or on things that are pee-pee poo-poo quality? With that being said, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. In this video, we're going to be looking at Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Since the next game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, is probably already out right now, I figured I'd let you guys know if the first game is worth getting into, especially if you're interested in the sequel. We've got a few categories to go through. I'm going to look at graphics, sounds and music, gameplay mechanics, story and customization, and other miscellaneous shit. Alrighty, so graphics. I'm playing on PC with the highest graphics settings, and I gotta say, it looks pretty damn good. I'm not a huge fan of the motion blur, even though I know it helps the game run a little better. But all in all, I was very surprised at how good it looked. I'm not really sure why I expected it to be shit, but keep your expectations low and get surprised, right? The lightsabers, the colors, and the lighting are pretty immersive. I had a lot of moments where I would walk a little slower and just take in everything I was looking at.
Planet to the sky.
The sci-fi and fantasy really comes through in the visuals of the game, especially in the different environments. There were a lot of times during traversal sections and puzzle sections where I could really not get enough of what I was looking at. The Star Wars universe always has such interesting environments because of all the different aliens, tech, and culture, and that easily shines through this game. Even all the sparks from deflecting blaster bolts, wires, and the technology around you really look fantastic.
Oh, get fucking dumpstered!
He's there, right there. Get him already.
Some of the facial animations for humans are a smidge uncanny valley looking, specifically on some of the side characters. They look great and look human, but there's just this deadness in the face and the eyes of some of these characters. Kind of like that sleep paralysis demon at the edge of your bed, or skinwalker fluoride stare energy. Needless to say, it can be a little off-putting. The executions that you do in the game, though, look super sick and cinematic when they work. Sometimes the camera gets fucked up if you're too close to a wall or object and it struggles. Other times, the camera is snapping so fast to keep the cinematography angles that the action is completely motion blurred. But those things maybe happen 1 out of every maybe 10 executions, and they weren't game breaking, just a little jarring for the eyes. I honestly found it pretty easy to zone out. There can be times where a texture still needs to pop up for some of the bigger levels, but it honestly didn't bother me too much, all things considered. Like, it wasn't that bad of a pop-up. Like, it wasn't the kind of pop-up where your father who abandoned you years ago as a child pops up when you're in your 20s asking for forgiveness and wanting to be a part of your life again, and you feel like you can't forgive them and you're already going down a bad path in life, and adding this is not going to help anyone's life go any better. So it's not that bad of a pop-up. It's more of like the kind of pop-up where someone pops up and texts you, hey, our plans are canceled for today, if that's all right. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. No, I'm not speaking from experience. You don't know me. Please stay in your lane. I don't want to. Now, the gameplay is pretty simple. You've got your souls like that consists of a light attack, a heavy attack, a block, a parry, and a roll slash dodge. If you block right before you are hit by an attack, you will open an enemy with a parry. You also have a block meter. If you block for too long and your block meter depletes, your guard will be broken and you will not be able to block until the meter fills back up all the way. If an attack is red colored, it is considered an unblockable. Pretty standard stuff. Where the gameplay differentiates is the fact that you do not have an endurance meter. So you can technically run and roll around all you want. Rolling is an ability you have to unlock in the skill tree, but regardless, the small dodge slash sidestep you start with can be done indefinitely, which I thought was kind of cheese. I was thoroughly surprised about how well the animations were for combat and for the different kinds of enemies. Specifically, the lightsaber animations are really sick nasty. From the way the main character spins his saber before it activates, or how you can delay activating the dual-sided saber rather than activating both sides at the same time. It's all very well done and a lot smoother than I expected anything EA related. Now, traversal. Holy fucking shit, the traversal. Platforming and traversal are absolutely horrendous in this game. It is by far the only thing in the game that had actually pissed me off. The first handful of times, sure, it's pretty fucking funny, but after that, it's just flat out annoying. Your character feels like it has magnets on their feet, and when you need Cal to jump on a pipe, sometimes the imaginary magnets don't latch. Even if you're directly above the pipe, center line, you can and will find moments where you fall off. The sliding segments are pretty dog water too. I literally have a video of Cal getting stuck in a stumble animation while going down on a slope where the animation pulls him all the way back up the slope and into a gap, an abyss where you just fucking die.
This buzzsaw shit though, this shit does make me mad. I ain't even gonna lie. What? What the fuck is the What are you talking about, bro? This game is dog shit.
It is absolutely so sluggish and unresponsive during those sliding segments. Sometimes the ropes you pull or rope swings glitch out entirely as well, and it's by far the most noticeable break in immersion when I played the game. It is funny. I'm not gonna lie, it is funny. But holy fuck. Another problem with the gameplay that I had is that the customization for your character's outfits are pretty few and far between. Not only that, but Cal has absolutely no fucking drip in this game. All he wears are different ponchos. So they're collectibles that basically change the color combinations for either your robot companion, Cal's poncho, or the colors of his starship. And most of the color combinations are absolutely dull or not very different from the rest. Like, I wish there was more colors for one, pattern variations and the like, or just maybe not only a fucking poncho. There's no way he only wears a fucking poncho. Like, that's fucking Jesus Christ, man. No wonder we're losing the fucking war against the dark side, bro. Look at them. They're iced the fuck out. Anyways, I wish the collectibles helped a little more with how they affected the outfits, because they don't really do much. And I collected a lot of fucking outfits, or a lot of color palette changes. Like, for example, the customizations that you can do for Cal's lightsaber are pretty great. You can change 4 different parts of the lightsaber, and each part can be completely different than the other parts. You can basically mix and match different lightsaber part sets to make something that feels unique to you. I do wish they had a little bit more variety in lightsaber colors, but the choices given weren't bad at all. Okay, now puzzles. I did really enjoy the puzzles. That is until your robot companion starts asking you if you want a hint, and it pops up on the screen to give you a hint, even though you've only been working on the puzzle for like fucking 2 minutes. Like, relax with the hand holding, mom. Jesus fuck. Let a brother figure it out on his own and make his own mistakes. There's been a handful of times where I would be doing a puzzle, and within the first 2 minutes, B2 asks if I need a hint. Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my... Which is crazy because a lot of the puzzles are really intricate and really interesting. A lot of the puzzles are multifaceted, they've got different levels to them, and even some of the puzzles have secrets in them, whether that's like a collectible or something else hidden in there, that can give you extra boosts to whatever it could be. It could be a health boost or a skill point, really anything. But a lot of these puzzles, not only do they have the main puzzle, they have a smaller puzzle hidden in that big ass puzzle, with like a collectible or something extra for you to earn. It makes the puzzles seem so fucking rewarding. Now, if only B2 could shut the fuck up and let me figure it out on my own, it would be great. Like, it's like when you're hanging out with some friends and you're with a newer friend and they're like, "Oh, do you remember my name?" And you're like, "Oh, just give me a second. Like, it'll come to me, right?" And then your other friend just tells you the name. Like, "Bitch, I was thinking. Give me 1 second, for the love of Christ. I would have figured it out." Okay, so story. The story is pretty basic. I won't go through much of the story because I don't want to spoil anything. Not that it's super exciting, anyways. It's very basic, standard stuff. It gets the job done. You take control of the character Kal-El, who is a Force-sensitive kid who was training to be a Jedi when Order 66 was issued. You keep your head down all this time, and you hid your powers away, working in a scrap yard, and it's up to you now to uncover your past and deal with your trauma, because becoming a true Jedi has to do with trauma and stuff. Pretty standard stuff. Ultimately, it's the characters I have a slight issue with. They're very flat and not all that interesting. I feel like there is absolutely no chemistry between Cal and the other characters besides the one voodoo bitch. Their banter between him and the voodoo chick is fucking hilarious. It's one of the best parts of the game. Along with some of their quieter, serious moments, I just wish other side characters had good chemistry as well, but it ends up being very dry. It feels very forced with all the other characters on the ship. But all in all, I wouldn't spend more than $25 on this game. It is solid, but it doesn't do anything unique or mind-blowing. And that goes hand in hand with the story and characters. Now, this game did rejuvenate the Star Wars game genre after The Force Unleashed, and Battlefront and all that, but it played everything pretty safe, all things considered. So nothing stuck out in any areas. So the $25 and below, I definitely scooped the game up. It's a very decent time, and I definitely enjoyed it for what it was. EA took a chance on a single player game for once in their fucking lives, and it did pay off, and it is enjoyable. It has enjoyable things. Does it have enjoyable $30 things? No. I got this shit for free, by the way. So from free to $25, that's your cue to get this game. Anywhere in between free and $25. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully see you guys in the next video, or watch me playing some other fucking game. Who fucking knows? Thanks for being here.
And I am not the same as I was, Cal.